Hi, I'm Macaulay, and I want to start streaming a legacy challenge. So I made this build for it. As you can see, my babies that I have for this challenge are glitched out. More on that in a second, but I wanted to build somewhere near a park. And I thought this place was like right next door to a park because it looks like it from the map, but I haven't played The Sims in a while, and I couldn't find the park. But I was starting off with the layout with just like random pieces of furniture because I've seen people who build a lot on YouTube use this method. Like especially Deligracy, she uses this method a lot. And I decided to try it out, and it actually was pretty helpful for helping me figure out the actual layout that I wanted to do for the build. I knew I wanted to have a master bedroom in the front, and then I just put in 2 bathrooms because it made sense to have them there. And I was trying for the longest time to figure out how I wanted the living room, kitchen, if I wanted a dining room, bedrooms, all of that. So I thought maybe just make a big living room and then a little hallway coming off of it to lead back to some bedrooms for the children that I'm gonna have. Also, I didn't give myself a whole lot of money for this because I wanted it to be a starter home, and I wanted to be able to kind of build up from here. So not like, oh no, sorry, I thought I was streaming because it just said welcome to the chat room, but I'm just recording. I'm not streaming this. I'm just recording my voice. Okay, we're fine. I wanted to be able to build up from this house, and so I was thinking, okay, one long wraparound hallway and bedrooms for the kids in the back. I eventually changed that and just made it a lot more open and just did the kids kind of off to the side, but putting some lights in so that I can actually see what I'm doing. And I decided to just kind of open everything. I do put some walls back in eventually, but yeah, I wanted to do a little kitchen over here, nothing super massive, and then I decided to do the kids' bedroom back in that little corner, and then do the living room right next to it. It just kind of made sense for me. You have a place to walk in. Oh yeah, so second baby spawned in off the lot and cannot touch her. Like, can't grab her bassinet or anything. So I just put in another little bassinet and was like, alright, I guess I'll figure that out later. If anyone knows how to move things that are off of your lot, like out of range, please let me know if there's like a mod or something that I need to download so that I can grab that baby, because she's just there forever until she ages up, I suppose. But yeah, I also wanted to have like an office space in this house because I'm going to be doing lots of skill building, lots of things like that, and I wanted to be able to have room for it. I also originally was going to put in a dining area right smack dab in the middle of the walkway, because we all know Sims love to actually sit down to eat. They don't just sit on their beds or stand when they're eating. No, they love sitting down at a dining table, so it made a lot of sense. But I eventually got rid of it and left the walkway as just a walkway. I also put a little door to the outside through the kitchen. Every house I've ever lived in that I can recall has had a door to the outside through the kitchen, so kept that. Then I decided to tackle the roofing, and I really like how the roofing eventually turns out. Right now it's kind of funky, like that thing in the front actually overhangs. I do fix that eventually. And then in the back I was like, oh, I'm gonna do something super fancy. I'm gonna do 2 halves, one half that matches the giant piece and is like the exact same as the giant piece, and then one that's like slightly smaller, and it's gonna look so cool and unique and interesting. And then I decided I hated it and deleted it and just used the one big piece and put some columns in instead. And I was like, these look kind of wrong, but when I put the roof trim in, they'll be fine. Spoiler alert, the first roof trim that I used did not look fine. And then I did the exact same thing that I did in the front and then realized, oh crap, it's actually overhanging, it's not inset. So I moved it back and I fixed it. Fear not, it is all fixed. And then I played around with the roof for a little while. I used those eco ones because the neighborhood action plan, okay, first I used them because they're cute, but also the neighborhood action plans just get in my way when I'm playing, and I know I could disable them, but instead I just decided to do an eco-friendly roof, because, like, why not? It looks nice. And then I went to putting the wallpaper on the outside of the house, and for some reason couldn't find the paneling, even though there's literally a section that is dedicated specifically to paneling, but eventually I found it. And then here's where I realized that these columns don't really look right, and I tried pulling out the overhang on just one side, but it really didn't work, especially with this piece in the front. It just wasn't working. So I decided to use this super chunky trim, which I know it looks kind of dumb and cartoony, but it worked for this build, and like, it's the only build I've ever done it in, so I figured, oh well, like, it looks fine in my opinion. But obviously if you download this, you can fix it if you want to. I went with these windows from Snowy Escape because I love them, and then since I haven't played in a while, I could not find the little tiny window that I always put in bathrooms, or that people usually put in bathrooms, but I eventually found it, no worries. I went ahead and did the master bedroom. This is for the dads that are gonna be the very first legacy, or the very first generation in this legacy challenge. And I really like the look of end tables with lights hanging all the way down onto them, so I went ahead and did that with the parenthood lights. If I ever am able to own a house in the future, I really want to do that because I just think it looks so nice. And then I put in actual doors instead of the placeholder super bright green doors, and figured out a rug for this room as well. There's like a faux fur rug that I just didn't feel like looking for. I never put wardrobes because I usually do tiny builds and they just don't fit. And I was like, oh, we have some space at the end of this bed, but it just wasn't fitting. So I put a mirror instead, because you can change your Sims clothes with the mirror, so it's not, you don't have to have a wardrobe. And I was thinking about putting some stuff at the edge of the bed, and I was like, no, that's not gonna fit. And then I tried to move the entire room, and I realized there's a bathroom door in here, so that's not gonna work either. Also, I don't know why, but I ended up, you'll see when I complete the build, I ended up using a lot of blues and greens in this house, and I think it just looks really nice. I don't think I set the dad's favorite colors to blue or green, but it just, like, it looked really nice and kind of neutral and basic. So I also decided to try to put some tile in the kitchen. Actually, I kind of wish I had left that one, looking back at it. Like, the really little tiles look kind of nice, but eventually I realized there was 3 different types of tile all next to each other, and that just didn't look nice. I also couldn't find the matching wallpaper to these floor tiles, so I just left it with the white tile. And then I switched out the bathroom furniture for appliances for the ones that I actually wanted, and I just gave them the basic ones because we don't need to be balling out. This is the very first, what's it called, generation. You know, we don't need to be spending the big bucks. And then I tried not to clutter this place up a lot because I am going to be playing in it, so I didn't want my game to be slow. I didn't want there to be a bunch of items all over. I tried to keep it very basic, which I don't love when I'm building. I love to really clutter things unless I'm actually playing in the builds, because then the clutter gets really annoying. But I wanted to, you know, spice it up somehow. So I ended up choosing a colorful couch. I changed the swatch in a second. Yeah, there we go. But it didn't really work with the fireplace that I was originally going to use. So I changed out the fireplace, put a TV on top of it, and I think I put in, oh yeah, I put in a gaming console so that the family can play games together, which is very cute. And then I put a little coffee table with no clutter on it. Very strange for me. Felt very weird to not clutter up with like magazines or something. But I did want to put some clutter, so I was like, what's functional clutter? So I put in this umbrella because you can actually use it, and then I couldn't help myself. I put in a little bit of clutter. Because it's like right when you walk in the door, you want to hang your coat up and you want to take your shoes off so you don't track mud through the house. Fixed the wallpaper, got this cute door, I think from Parenthood? Yeah, from Parenthood. Put in the kids' room. And I did this nifty knitting, you can't really see it that well because the video is so fast, but I put the nifty knitting door in that has like a little crocheted flower box which I thought was very cute. And then I decided to use actual walkways instead of just deleting walls. Now I'm starting to do the kitchen. As you can see, my money is going away very quickly, and I did not realize that as I was building. Eventually I do figure out that this is all way too expensive. But like I said, I use a lot of greens. And I use these cute countertops from Cottage Living. And as soon as I placed that sink in, I realized, holy crap, this is way too expensive. I don't have money for this. So I looked around to try to get rid of some things and eventually just simplified the kitchen a little bit. I was also going to put in the super cheap fridge, but it was just so ugly. I could not do it to this build. So I took away some of the counters. I was going to get rid of some of the clutter or like change out the beds or the wallpaper and things, but it was all fairly cheap anyways. I did change out the mirror that I had put in the bedroom for a cheaper mirror. But other than that, I chose a cheaper sink. I chose the cheapest stove, which I think honestly works in this kitchen anyways. So it's fine. And then I put in a little shelf. And I was like, wow, that's really all I can buy. Not a shelf, sorry, a desk, a little desk. I was like, that's really all I can buy. That kind of sucks. Oh, and then I fixed the porch. So then I went into, oh, right. I also put a trash can. There's no indoor trash can because it was too much money, and also I forgot. But I finished it off, and then I went into the actual mode where you are playing with your Sims to try and fix the baby glitch, the glitched out baby. Oh, right. I'm trying to see if there's less expensive stuff for the bathroom, but not really. I really tried everything to get more money, and then I was like, well, oh well, this is fine. This is me trying to show you the build. It's very simple and plain, but I think it's fine for like a starter home. I still think it's cute, and I'm gonna be adding more things to it as I go. I didn't wallpaper one of the walls. I will fix that. Here's the one baby that isn't glitched. And then I went over to the other baby to try and fix, like, I was like, oh, maybe if I make one of the dads interact with the baby, they pick her up, you know, I'll be able to grab her, but I was not able to. But that's fine, because switching in and out like this reminded me that I needed to upload the house, and it made me realize that I actually have more money. I only spent like 19K on this house. So I gave myself another 2,000 to keep working on things. And the first thing I did was get the cheapest possible computer. So I was like, there's not much they can do without a computer. And then the dad that you see right there, I wanted him to get into knitting to make onesie clothing to kind of pass down through the family. So I gave him a cute little knitting corner. I did use the cheaper one, even though it's not that much cheaper. I was like, I'm not gonna ball out. I'm gonna save money in as many places as I can. And put some furniture in here, because eventually this will be like an actual kids room instead of just an area with bassinets. There will be toddlers living in here. So I started putting in some furniture. I tried to make the lighting less intense, because it just felt very bright. And eventually I decided to use these cloud lamps, even though they're much more expensive than the basic lights that you can use, because they're just so cute. Like, come on. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put a toddler potty in. I just realized I didn't put a toddler potty in. That's fine. They're not old enough to use the bathroom yet. I'll buy one when the time comes. I considered deleting the other one's bed to save money, but I was like, I mean, this is really for 2 kids. I'll just delete it when I figure out how to unglitch the other child. For now, she sleeps outside in the rain, because you can't even build anything over there. That's out of the range of building things. I can't even put a roof over her. But anyways, this dad is also in the entertainment career, so I gave him a microphone. And I put in a couple trees, just started like some basic landscaping with what little money I had. I barely ever remembered to do this, but I think putting like dirt around the edges of things really does make it look more realistic and less just like something you kind of slapped down in the middle of an empty lot. And then I spent my very last dollars on rocks. That was what I decided to spend the last of my money on. But yeah, if you enjoy this house, I did upload it as small family starter home. I did warn people about the glitched baby, because I'm pretty sure if you download this house, that bassinet will still be on the edge of your lot. It won't have a baby in it, I don't think, but it will be there, I'm pretty sure. So I warned people about that, but you can download this off of my Sim profile. Thank you so much for watching.